The value of your vision cannot be overstated. With me now is an expert in the field. He is the CEO of the Eye Care Institute. It's been here forever. It is iconic, and he is as well. He is the CEO, and he is Mark Prussian. Mark, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, John. Appreciate that.
I think your new entity is interesting because the Eye Care Institute is, as I said, very well established, very well respected. The Butchertown Clinical Trials. Because of COVID, we're hearing a lot about clinical trials. So if you would, define what exactly is a clinical trial.
Sure, I'd be happy to. A clinical trial is a scientific test that takes place in a medical practice, a hospital, a nursing home, an operating room, where we are testing a new potentially helpful medical treatment versus either some treatment that's already proven or versus a placebo. The point is to see if the new treatment works compared to either the proven treatment or the placebo. And millions of people around the world participate in clinical trials every single day.
Oh, cool. All right, I have more of a clear vision, exactly, more of a grasp of what that's all about. So you have a reading glasses seminar that's coming up on August 3rd, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you would, the association with that and clinical trials, and tell me a little about the seminar.
Okay, our seminar on August 3rd is for people to determine whether they might want to participate in our upcoming clinical trial seminar on reading glasses. In fact, there are currently 5 trials we are involved in for which we are recruiting patients or subjects to be in those clinical trials. To participate, you have to have some pretty specific things, and at the upcoming info session on August 3rd at 6 p.m. at our offices, you can find out whether you qualify, but I can tell you about some of them as well.
The Eye Care Institute is located on Story Avenue. I think we're all pretty familiar with it. You guys have been well established. So what made you try to, or not try to, you have done this, the Butchertown Clinical Trials? Why open up that entity?
So we have been doing clinical trials as part of our eye care practice for a long time. You, at the beginning, chuckled when you referred to our medical practice as iconic because of our interesting building on Story Avenue in Butchertown. But we do eye care, regular eye care, eye surgery, LASIK, cataract surgery. But over time, we have developed a specialty in participating with pharmaceutical companies and inventors and things like that in helping them with clinical trials. So we have expanded it to the point where we now have done over 300 clinical trials, and we needed more space for clinic space and for office space. So we decided to build a separate building, which is on the side of our main building on Spring Street in Butchertown. And because we have a family practitioner working with us, she's doing a really interesting artificial intelligence clinical trial, we decided it needed its own name, Butchertown Clinical Trials, to connect with the community where we've been so successful and so happy to help people, and to give additional identity to our clinical trials segment.
You know what I think is great, Mark, is it's just another reason to puff out your chest because Louisville is doing clinical trials courtesy of the Eye Care Institute and making a difference and better technology and cutting edge technology to help people. So if someone's interested in participating, tell me about some of the specifics. What do they need to know?
For the reading glasses seminar, you need to actually be wearing reading glasses. So I brought with me a pair of half-eye readers. These things, the person who looks down and reads through them is ideal to be in the clinical trial. If you don't wear reading glasses, you would not necessarily participate. So it can be these half-eye type reader glasses, or it can be full-size glasses that you use to read. Even if you've got distance vision, when you look up in the upper half of the glasses through the lenses, you would still need to wear, if you only wear glasses for distance, to see in the distance, you would not participate. Additionally, the persons who we're looking for are between ages 40 and 77, generally in healthy condition and free of eye diseases like glaucoma or diabetic eye disease. But for people who come to the seminar, which is at 6 o'clock in Butchertown on Tuesday, August 3rd, if you come a little early, 5:30, 5:15, we can do a quick and painless test to see if you might qualify. And you'll meet the doctors that are involved in the trials. You'll hear from them. you'll decide whether it might be right for you to go on to the next steps. So we also promise that it will end by 6:30, and we will have snacks and soft drinks, and you'll have an interesting time learning about clinical trials and about the way that we expect that within probably 2 to 3 years, almost everybody will choose whether they want a once-a-day eye drop compared to wearing these things. So that's where all of this is headed.
Ooh, wow, this is exciting. So if you would, tell us the benefits of being in a trial. If someone's in this trial, what are the benefits?
Okay, so that's a really interesting thing because a lot of people associate clinical trials with severe illness, and that always happens, that new treatments are tested on people who are quite ill. However, treatments are tested through clinical trials for everything, for allergies, for eye drops, for anything you've ever gotten a prescription for at a pharmacy. So when you participate in a clinical trial, the treatment is always free. You always get paid for your time, and you help advance humanity, healthcare, and science by making new treatments available for the next person.
So wait a minute, let me get this straight here. Okay, free treatment, you get paid, and you help others. So what's the downside here?
There's no, well, the downside is that anything bad could happen, as in all of life. But generally, in the sort of outpatient or office setting clinical trials we do, the risks are very minimal. It's more likely that you'd have a traffic accident on the way over than you would actually have something go wrong in the trial.
Yes. And specifically when you have the Eye Care Institute running, I feel that there's a lot of, everyone's very comfortable with what you do because you've already so, accomplished and respected. Okay, so once again, if you would, Mark, the details, all of the details that folks need to know.
Tuesday, August 3rd is the seminar, half an hour, 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at our offices at Story Avenue in Butchertown. Please RSVP by calling 219-7700, 219-7700, or visit our clinical trials program to learn more and to RSVP at butchertown.clinic, butchertown.clinic.
All right, Mark Prussian, thank you so much for your time. This is exciting. Once again, the Eye Care Institute, there's the information on your screen. There you go, right there. Yes, the Eye Care Institute. Be a part of clinical trials, something very exciting, very innovative. We'll be right back.